Hello, I'm Dan Durbin, Chief Financial Officer for the University of Louisville. I'd like to take a few moments to update you on the university's budget status for both the current fiscal year, which ends in a few days on June 30th, and also the new fiscal year, which begins on July 1. From a current fiscal year perspective, the university began the year with a balanced budget and maintained that balance to the beginning of March. However, that balance was threatened by COVID-19. We were facing about $39 million worth of both revenue risks and expense increase risks that threatened the balance of our budget and frankly created an imbalanced situation that we could ill afford. However, the Cardinal family, our employees, our staff, our students, and our faculty rose to the occasion to design and implement a plan to eliminate that risk. And I am very pleased to report that we will end this year, this current fiscal year, with a balanced budget. Well done, Cardinal family. As we look ahead to 2021, although we do turn the page to a new fiscal year, we're facing those same challenges into the fall. A lot of uncertainty around enrollment and resulting tuition revenues, uncertainty around our state support because of the economy. We also have to restructure our online tuition rates to enhance the student convenience and affordability under the new hybrid approach. And we will also be faced with new costs related to cleaning and keeping the campus safe and healthy. Plus, we will have to look for alternative ways to compensate for the losses in the endowment funds because of the downturn in the stock market. Now, if these challenges weren't bad enough, we also have just the normal challenges, the inflationary challenges ranging from increases in utilities to increases in institutional aid. But we will face those challenges and we will overcome those challenges just as we did in the spring. And we have the tools to do so. The first tool is we are modifying our retirement plan. The university's base retirement plan calls for a 7.5% employer contribution with an optional 2.5% match. We will reinstate the 2.5% of the base and the full 2.5% optional match. Recall, it was eliminated, but all employer contributions were eliminated for 3 months as a strategy to balance the FY20 budget. I'm pleased to announce we will be restoring some of that in 2021. We will also increase our unit contingencies. Each and every department and each and every college has a unit contingency account that is basically a shelter or a savings account where we put dollars to make sure that we have funds to address unforeseen circumstances. This year it was 1%. Next year we're asking them to shelter 5%. If things do not go as planned, we may have to draw money from those savings accounts. If not, we can release those savings accounts back into the college. But at least we have a buffer of dollars to be able to help meet unforeseen circumstances. The next item is basically a continuation of what we have been doing, and that is asking units to continue to exercise financial prudence. Let's make sure that we only spend our dollars on essential things. And while we are free to hire, we must fund our contingency funds first. We must fund our 5% contingency, but we also are free to go about business as we deem appropriate in the new world. But again, in order to hire and fill positions, the 5% contingency pool has to be funded. Finally, employee furloughs will continue. However, they will be very, very limited. They will be limited to basically areas that require furloughs due to lack of volume or lack of funding. We don't expect many of these, but unfortunately there will be some as some units come under a lot of financial pressure and they need to balance their budgets. But again, we are limiting them to situations where business or financial need exists. So I think it's also important to highlight some of the things that aren't changing or will not be changing in the new year budget. For example, the employees' pay. We implemented a salary reduction program for the last couple of months in FY20. I am pleased to report that those reductions will not carry into the current fiscal year, i.e. beyond July 1. The salaries will be reverted back to their pre-reduction rates. So the employee pay will go back to the pre-reduction rate. And that will also include the 2% raise that was granted last January. Although our health insurance costs are increasing by over $2 million, we will not pass that on to the employees. In other words, their health insurance premiums per month will stay the same as they are now, nor will we pass on parking fees. We are not increasing parking fees, and there will be no change to the tuition policy, the tuition remission policy for either the students, or I'm sorry, for either the employees or their student dependents. We will also continue to make financial aid investments and continue to fund the staff and student emergency funds. So with that in mind, I would like to thank the campus for a very successful fiscal year that ends here in a few days in June 30th. We were faced with a lot of risks. We mitigated those risks. We overcame those risks. And I think we need to use that positive momentum as we go into the new fiscal year. I would ask that also that everyone please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and have a great fall semester. Thank you.